Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your dungeon master, Anthony Reed. This is episode 251. It is the first episode of the Shadowfall story arc, and it is the last story arc of the first campaign of Adventure Incorporated. I feel like every time I do one of these over the next couple of weeks, I'm really going to want to talk to all of you about how much you mean to us, that you've come with us on this journey, that you've listened through, and that we're excited about what's to come. That's still going to be true every time, and I'm going to fight the urge to just flood you constantly with my adoration and my excitement and my thankfulness. I'm just going to hold it all in until I explode on the final episode, and you just won't be able to fight me. You can fight me. You might win. I'm not that good at fighting, honestly, so we'll just see how it goes, I guess. You can fight me then. I do want to thank the patrons at patreon.com/adventureinc, though. We get to do a lot of cool things as part of the show. We've the tavern nights and the interviews and the bonus materials, the bonus episodes. There's a ton of really, really cool content being made by our patrons and by us, and we want to share that with all of you. So if you become a patron, patreon.com/adventureinc, you can get in on some of that too. That kind of content is it's all bonus stuff. You know, hopefully the people who are backing as patrons, they get some value out of that, and they get some value out of supporting the show. So if you think you would enjoy any of that stuff, make sure you are on the Patreon and supporting, because that's how you get it. And I do want to shout out one more time the Discord and the Facebook and the Twitter, and to share it with people. Share our show with people if you know people. If you know any people, share our show. This got weird. The whole thing is really a disaster from pretty much the beginning, but I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to put this out there into the world. Everything has sort of devolved, right? Shadow has infected everything, including this intro. And so you're just going to have to live with it. Thank you. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and scoundrels, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth the monk.
On a lighter subject, how's the whole corruption of the Iora Church going?
On a lighter subject?
Yeah.
Jebeddo the rogue.
We're basically family. So do you want to admit to your family that all you want to do is learn how to read so that you can read pornos?
Jennuvera the sorcerer.
Oh my god, guys, it worked! The plan worked!
High five!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! We should have a plan more often!
Asher the druid barbarian.
With my nipples? Why are my nipples not convincing?
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated. The four of you begin coming to in the cistern, and it is dark, it is dank, it's wet here, but as you come about yourself and begin to remember, piece together what exactly has just happened and recall what's going on, you snap up and look around. Then this place is familiar. This is the same place that you had met with the Resistance in the other New Merida. And the four of you are sprawled out on beds in this underground bunker. No one else is in the room.
Jebeddo sits up in bed, looking over and seeing his friends.
Two things you notice immediately when that... three things you notice immediately when that happens. First of all, it's clearly been some time.
Do I have a sweet scar? Jebeddo checks his face.
no scar yet, but definitely still like a closing wound. It has been time, and you feel refreshed, but you can tell that you were hurt bad. The second thing you notice is that the sword, which you have a connection to, has gone silent. That power that was manifest in them, with their goal completed, has drawn dull. But third, you feel like the power they gave off when they protected you, when they saved you, empowered you. And you are stronger now than you were before. And you have all gained 3 levels.
Oh, shit.
To level 17.
I mean, I already have wings, so.
That was the pinnacle.
That was my only goal.
For you, Jennuvera, the weapon is now a crossbow again.
Aw.
She's real sad about that.
Oh, now it's a big deal again.
Yeah.
Is Dune Song still ghostly, or is it reverted to a
Saber?
stone scimitar?
Scimitar.
Yeah, it's like a stone scimitar now.
Yeah. So Gebeddo looks around the room and is so grateful that his friends are alive. But he doesn't want to wake them. And
He pretends to be asleep.
No, he gets out of bed and he creeps to the door because he wants to see where they are.
Right here.
Sorry. You creep to the door. You put an ear to it. You can hear murmured voices in the room beyond. Light coming in underneath the crack in the door tells you that this space beyond is occupied and that there is stuff, like there's light coming in. So,
can I recognize any of the voices as being familiar or?
They are very hushed.
Okay.
And you feel like you have a difficulty like tracking them.
But they're like
explicitly.
right on the other side of the door, or is it like a hallway? Does it?
There's some distance.
Okay.
Whatever's on the other side of this, there's some distance. It feels like an open space on the other side.
Okay. Gebeddo's going to go back to his bed and wait for his friends to wake up.
Hey, Gebeddo. I can't.
Hey, bud.
I feel really strange. I assume since like Gebeddo has like actual scars and open wounds in him, and Asher now getting the ability Alter Self, he's like not able to control it, so his wounds are just like weirdly bestial parts of him that are just like sticking out of everywhere, and not like, instead of like a cut, there's just like a tuft of hair on his forehead.
And so we talked about this before, but I just want to clarify. As a druid, you now get Alter Self at will. We are not treating that as the spell, transmutation spell, Alter Self. We are treating that as a druid ability that you can just do.
So sometimes I have cuts and sometimes I have fangs, and it doesn't look great.
Yeah, when Gebeddo notices Asher, it takes like a second for him to like not freak out, and he's like,
What's wrong?
You look bad, bud.
I feel really bad. I feel weird.
So Gebeddo touches his face and he's like, I feel fine. Like, I know I look fucked up.
I really
but
wish
like,
you had a cool scar, but it feels like a thing that you would really like.
Oh, it's not as bad as it. Like he touches it, and he like kind of like tries to separate it a little bit with his hand.
Don't do that.
But like,
anytime it scabs over, he's picking that fucker off.
yeah.
No, don't do that. I'll heal you, I guess. Ugh.
I don't. Anyway, that was crazy.
How long has it been? Have we all been asleep for? How long has it been?
I mean, I just woke up. I got, I don't know, probably. What would I guess based on my like beard growth?
You would guess like 3 days.
Okay, I've got like
You got a full beard.
I got a few days stubble. Like
That's the fullest
I mean,
beard you've ever had.
no, I mean remember when we started and I had the 3 points before the arrow accident. Anyway, when they wake up, there's people in the other room. I figure it's best if we go out together.
Yeah.
And so,
Are you
like,
okay? Like, are you okay?
no.
Me neither.
What happened? I remember flying through the air. I remember the world exploding.
I thought I died. It felt very similar in sort of losing, fading grip. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Also, our weapons are boring now. I don't know how else to describe it. We succeeded? Or
Gorm's dead. I don't know if that's a success at this point. And Gebetto goes back to his bed and like opens up his journal.
Keth wakes up to the sound of Gebetto and Asher, but he keeps his eyes shut. He knows that his weapon's purpose has been completed. He knows that Gorm has been destroyed, at least thwarted from his task that we set out to stop. And he doesn't know if he is alive, and he doesn't know if he wants to be. He doesn't know where he is, but just is not opening his eyes for fear that he's still in the real world.
Beyond that, you, in feeling more powerful, your thirst, your hunger are gone. You don't feel those anymore. But instead, there is a different hunger. One that is gripping you hard. And I think probably Keth doesn't really want to acknowledge what that hunger is, but you know what it is.
He feels this just this gnawing at himself, and he finds it hard to keep an impassive face, and kind of scrunches up his face a bit in just realization that he's still here, and this is reality. This is what he's become. And he slowly opens his eyes to look around where he is, and doesn't say anything when he sees the surroundings.
So Jennuvera's like tossing and turning. She is not sleeping. She is not resting peacefully. And so after a while, she's just gonna yell, "Clyde, no, run!" And she's gonna shoot up awake, and she's just sobbing. And it's gonna take her a minute.
Yeah, Gebetto looks over at her. and waits for her to like make eye contact.
She does.
We're here, kid. At least the four of us. There's people outside. Want to go see who they are?
Yeah.
Gebeddo gets up and he opens the door and he holds it for his friends.
The four of you step out into a larger cistern down here. Big columns hold up the open space here. It looks like a table has been set up, a longer table at the other end of this pretty big chamber. A couple of candles lit along the length of the table, a few sconces lit on the wall. Sitting at the table, you see four people. You see Redbridge, Clug, you see Hallie, and Heinrich. And as you step out of that doorway, they turn and see you. Redbridge stands up and basically bounds across the distance to wrap you in a hug, all four of you. She just pulls you in tight, and she is sobbing. She says, I'm so grateful that you survived. We've been so worried.
Gebeddo just squeezes back.
Keth kind of
sorry.
And stays there limply.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too. I wish we. I don't know.
I don't know why you're sorry. I don't know who you are or where we are. Like, are you our Redbridge?
Yes. What happened?
What happened?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
So we're still here.
Who else is... Where is everyone else?
Why don't we all come have a seat and we can talk through it? It's complex. And I'm very curious to see what happened from your point of view.
Can you just tell us...
Motions to the table. Go. Oh, go ahead.
Can you just tell us if everyone else is fine?
Mostly.
Oh.
A lot's changed in the last few days. She puts her head in her hands and she says, we were standing outside the dome, waiting, still holding off lizard folk and gnolls. We saw very little through the dome. It was difficult to see what was happening. And then Lanier said that there was a huge touch of divination. And then there was a bursting of a black tentacle pushed its way outside the dome. And then several others, and they were flailing around. And then out of nowhere, the whole dome exploded. And we watched as 4 streaks of light went flying off into the forest. Lanier went immediately. He said he could feel that it was you. Some connection to you, Jennuvera. A bunch went with him to cut their way through the lizard folk and gnoll, many had fled, but there were still so many. And for the rest of us, there was just the terror of that thing in the sky. The ever-growing, ever-expanding dragon of shadow that rose up from there. What happened?
So we met Gorm inside the dome. Evian turned his dragon form into wizard form, all according to plan. And she collapsed. We fought with him. That burst of divination was... he started pulling down other realities into this one within the dome. We saw so many of these battles played out above us while we were in it here. And then the Shadow Lord accepted an offer. And Gebeddo explains what happened without mentioning Viltroth. Referring to him as an agent of Shadow, a lich, he does mention Thanlin, but he does not mention Viltroth.
And you can see a wave of both sadness and anger at the mention of Thanlin.
Sure. And then the avatar of Shadow exploded the dome and everything inside it and everything underneath it. And that's when we were launched away.
The other three are sort of at the periphery. They've moved away from the table, but they have not come close, but they have been listening to the story unfold. The Avatar of Shadow.
It's taking a lot for Gebeddo to not say, "See, I told you so," at Hallie. But he holds that in the whole time like a boss.
Like an adult.
And when you part of it is, I feel, when you lock eyes with her, you know she already knows. Like it is clear on her face that she is well aware that you were right and she was wrong. Redbridge moves. She shakes her head. She says, let me wake who else is here. Many others are out trying to do what they can.
What is out there right now?
Yeah, that's what's happened over the past 3 days.
She motions to Heinrich and to Hallie, who go to start like some of the other places in this downstairs here, like trying to get people. She says, once the Shadow Dragon came, as I said, we fled as fast as we could. But it wasn't long before more and more and more of those creatures of shadow started to appear. And it seems that some of those creatures of shadow are looking for destruction. But others seem to take those who are not of the shadow and make them shadow. I have seen them turn people that were in the army that we brought, villagers, townsfolk, they just transform them into creatures of shadow like themselves. That is what shadow does, I guess.
I need to go outside. I can't be in here. And Keth gets up and tries to find an exit.
There's a staircase that leads up out of here, and she says, "Be careful. It's definitely not safe out there."
And Keth doesn't sprint, so he walks out, hood up, just pulling his cloak around him.
Okay. As you head upstairs, you believe, as you look around, the first thing you notice as you walk outside is that there is an inky black sky and a burning ball up there. So you're not sure if it's night or day. This could be a veiled moon, or it could be the sun. But in either case, you can't. It's just pretty dark out, and the sky is black.
Keth's trying to find woods. He's realizing what this gnawing is, and every time he thinks of, maybe it's just hunger, he thinks of a meal. He just knows that won't satisfy him. He's looking to go hunt in the woods, but as he's approaching whatever direction he's headed, he slowly takes off his hood to see if the thing in the sky affects him at all.
You don't feel like you are impacted by it?
Okay, so he keeps his hood down.
Okay. So, yeah, you're pretty close to a wood line here. You're in Bradmont, on the border of Carapath and Bradmont. And there is a wooded area here that was once home to many orcs. And so you know of it pretty well. And you take off into the woods. Okay. From the wings, a couple of other people have been down here that come out to have conversations with you as well. Kaelith is here. Adnan is here. And the Magic Man and Patrick are here.
Jennuvera, as soon as they walk in, just runs to them.
To which one?
The Magic Man and Patrick.
Okay.
They're a fun little trio now.
The three of you?
Yeah.
Great.
Jennuvera, the Magic Man, and their child, Patrick.
Patrick is in his...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
She's just doing a lot of crying. She's just basically nonstop sobbing from the start of this.
And from the impression you get from everyone around here, that's been the case for them too. Patrick is in his human form, but he's not being very Patricky. Oh, Jennuvera, I am so happy that you survived. I was not sure of your state when I saw you last.
No, I got good thick skin.
Is that a joke of some kind?
I don't really know.
Okay. Patrick's like, it wasn't. There is... It's coming again, Jennuvera.
What is?
The Shadow Wars are coming again. Undoubtedly, as the shadow has found its way to this place, my siblings are preparing. But if they come, they will come unchecked.
We can stop it.
I hope so. It will not just be Salius and my former siblings that will be the problem, of course. All will ride to face the shadow. All will bring their strength to bear.
We can fight it.
This is personal to them.
It's personal to us now, too.
Patrick says, I think there's a possibility that this could be advantageous. But getting them to work with us and not despite us is going to be the problem. Some of us have been quite good at that in the past, but only some of us.
If there's something that we can do to turn that tide, Patrick, your sharing that information with us would be really helpful.
This is difficult for me to talk about. In a way, it is a betrayal of what we are. It is the matters of the celestial court that I speak of. And even amongst the court, I am like a child telling stories he does not know the ramifications of. The machinations of the gods, while they are not beyond our understanding, we are not given the whole picture. And I have not been there to hear the conversations that have come, but I can imagine how many of them are. If you consider that my people live a very, very long time, very rarely do minds change that quickly.
What if the Celestials are coming? Does that mean this pact that prevented them from ever doing that before? Does the shadow coming here mean the pact is broken?
The pact is not broken, but it does not apply to the shadow.
Okay.
Is Iron Shaper still alive?
Yes, he is.
Oh, good. We're asking about single people now. Is Clyde still alive? I didn't want to just come out and say it because we weren't just like asking about people.
Yes, King Harper is alive, but he has been leading forces against the shadow within Carapath. And as Carapath has been the source of shadow, he has been on the front lines for 3 straight days.
Okay.
So, the second part of my question was more of a statement, I guess. We're gonna need some stronger weapons. Gebetto throws my swishy onto the table.
When they look at they look down at my swishy, and they look back up at you puzzled.
It doesn't do anything it used to. Its purpose is fulfilled. We need something built for this.
Pause. I think this is great still, and we can still, you're going down the right track. That's fun, and I'm into it. I do want to clarify that the only thing that is stripped away from the weapons currently is sentience.
Okay.
Oh,
In appearance.
I thought they were.
The other powers of the weapons are still
right,
active.
because Asher asked about whether it was stone or ephemeral.
Yes, that's a separate matter, because that wasn't a weapon upgrade. That was from
When he died.
from necromancy.
necromancy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, and I should be clear, I think it might be case by case, right? So, Asher's can't turn into an animal. Jennuvera's is not a pseudo-dragon. It still gives you a plus whatever. It still gives you the bonus to sneak attack damage. It still lets you transform one spell from another Jennuvera. Keth, you can't transform it to different weapons, but it still gives you the bonus that it gives you. So some of the powers are, if we reach way back to the 3rd episode, magic items,
They
have a purpose. They gain power to achieve that purpose, and then they go to a minimal state, but not a no state.
And so I thought minimal was bare bones.
+1.
These
1d6
are still
Yeah.
these are still they will never get weaker than they are right
Okay.
now. But they are missing what they had.
Sure.
But these are artifact tier magic items.
Okay. So yeah.
So-
Still, Gebetto.
But
yeah.
still the right
Yeah.
angle.
Still.
I didn't want to say don't follow this train, but also your weapons are still strong. Don't think they're dead.
Don't leave my swishy on the table, is what you're saying.
Right.
I thought he was just going to throw
Yeah.
it away.
Fuck this.
This stupid fucking rapier. I don't need one of these.
Let's go get some Holy Avengers and let's go.
And I would like to have this conversation again with
Yeah.
Iron Shaper.
Okay.
I think there's more we can unlock in that.
More
and so
weapon upgrades.
That's basically what Gebetto was going to say is I think we're going to need something that's whose purpose is cleansing the shadow.
Well, Iron Shaper would be the one to talk to about that. If anyone can do it, I suppose it would be him. I mean, I know the only thing that he has made was the sword.
And it did exactly what we needed it to.
Okay. We have been trying to get a hold of Lanya, but we have not heard from any of the Fae. Mikey, give me a nature check. Or survival. Give me a survival check.
Survival of the bloodiest.
Man. That's so bloody nowadays. Survival, got it. So therefore, a 12.
Okay. So you stalk through the woods here for a while, searching for something to sate yourself on. As you move your way through this forest, it is still. It is silent. You are not finding any creatures moving around in it. There seems to be a heaviness to the air, and you don't know if it's like the narrowing of your vision as this hunger continues to just press in upon you, or if it is due to the inky sky, or something else altogether. But there is a palpable feeling here that is crushing down upon you. It is sometime hunting through here, looking for any sort of creature before you see the first sign of somebody or something. And as you're stalking through the woods, you see someone, bow drawn, also appears to be hunting, making their way quietly through the woods as well. And it is an orc.
Keth freezes, and you said bow drawn. Does Keth notice that the orc is seeing anything and about to shoot at anything?
No, they're just like, I've drawn maybe not all the, like they've got an arrow knocked.
Sure.
And they're moving through the woods. They don't have it drawn like ready to strike. It looks like they're hunting as much as you are.
Eyes wide, and he just involuntarily starts salivating. He is just absolutely horrified, and he sprints in the other direction from the orc. And you cut back the other way through the woods, and the orc, surprised at the sudden movement and sound, like snaps his attention towards you, but you're just so fast that you're just gone, and you just cut back right the way you came back through the woods until you burst out back into the clearing near the graveyard where this passageway is. He just kind of drops to his knees, and it's just his head's down, and he stays there for a while.
Okay. I'll run that bit again where we have been looking for Lanier, but we have not heard from him or any of the Fae.
I thought you said Lanier ran off to find us.
He did. He pointed us to where you were. And we got you, recovered you, and then we couldn't find him anywhere.
I look at Gebeddo, and kind of like make a gesture, because I remember you having an ability to summon him. I don't know if it's still active. But can you try that?
So, Jen, do you feel him?
I don't feel much of anything.
Try.
She closes her eyes.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, good. I will gladly.
Okay. You close your eyes and you feel that part of you that is part Fae, that connection that runs in your blood, that beats in your heart now. That part of you that yearns for cultivation. And you feel that still present within you. And you touch upon it, and you feel the web of it reach out across the land. And it is not just you, but all of the dragons who seek cultivation that you feel touched upon by this web. And then you try and reach further and see beyond that web. You see within yourself and amongst your dragons a golden web. Not physically see it, but you can sense this golden web with shadow at its edges. But when you look at the heart of the web, you see a web of shadow with gold peeking through, like a patina. But it is there. And you know that that part of the web is the Fae. They are still present. They are still there. But that part of them that is shadow is impossible to ignore.
The Fae are fighting, but they're being consumed by shadow faster than they were before. And I think that Lanier's with them.
There is no one on this plane that knows these creatures, how to deal with them, better than Lanier. Whatever we can do to help him, whatever that might be, I think we have to do. We had hoped so badly that when you woke up, there would be hope.
I mean, we're here.
We still got work to do.
What's new, y'all? Am I right?
It's all on us once
Hey.
again, right?
It's been 3 days. I am so hungry.
I wish Clyde
I
was
could
here
use-
so we could get some tea.
I could use a cup of tea, and I could use like a tankard of 50 of ale.
50
What do we
tankards.
got around here?
Clug laughs, by the way. Clug enjoys that greatly. Clug, who is not corporeal right now. He is in his ghostly form.
Cloak has become our clock.
He says, I think they brought a little something you people can eat. Come here. He leads you over to the table.
Hell yeah.
Keth. The hunger, it doesn't build. Mostly because it doesn't need to build. But it is still present. And it does not let you forget.
Keth having been empowered by the Redeemers, but he also has this gnawing. Does he feel weaker? Does it have it kind of a physical effect on him, or is it more mental? And he knows it's mental, but I guess I'm trying to feel like can he basically just will this hunger away? He's gonna try. I guess that's what.
So okay, if you're gonna try,
yeah,
give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. 21.
In truth, you don't know if what you are experiencing is mental or physical in that way. You know it's a physical reaction in some capacity, but you don't know the percentages, we'll say, right? Sure. And you push hard against it. And for now, you think you can function. It isn't gone. It's still there. But you feel like you can live with it.
Keth gathers himself and just resolves to go back inside. And he's going to be looking for Asher specifically.
Okay. Yeah, you head downstairs, and you see you see Asher down there
to murder him,
eating food.
Ah! End of series.
Yeah, you kill Asher, which also kills you.
Well,
one way to deal with that, right?
Not too. Yeah, well. So we find Asher.
You do find Asher, yes.
Me and the hunger. That's he'll be referring to.
Are you gonna go all Dexter on us? My dark passenger.
Hey, Asher, I really need to talk to you in private.
They're bringing out food right now.
Yeah, it can wait.
I don't know if it can, but okay. Asher gets up all huffy. He's hungry too. What is it?
As he walks away, he makes good berries in his hand, and he's just like eating them.
Jesus. What? What's wrong?
So that they are able to go have some privacy.
Yeah, that you can go back into the room that you woke up in.
Okay.
What is worse than dinner is coming wrong? Because that means something's wrong. Other than how everything is wrong right now.
No, that's true. I never would have done this a few days ago. Can you summon animals, but not magic animals? Like, are you able to draw animals to you?
No. Like, I can summon animals, but they're really I'm summoning them cloaked in conjuration energy. It's almost like they're energy and not really animals. I mean, I can try. Why?
I guess. Can you try that first? Can you just summon like a deer here for me? Something large enough for.
This is a small room, but all right, bud. And I guess I cast.
I summon a giant elk.
How many do you want? Do you want like they come in pair?
Just one. Yep.
Hold please.
Hold please.
Holding.
What's on the menu?
Funny, like Asher doesn't know.
So would a large creature fit in here?
Tightly.
All right, I summon a giant boar.
Oh, fuck. Those things are dangerous.
Crazy dangerous.
Keth immediately pounces on it and bites it in the neck.
You bite into this creature, and what you open up yourself to it like you normally would draw from the life force of a creature. But there is no life force to this creature. It is not a living being. It is conjuration.
It bucks him
off. And so as you... just by like instinct from Asher. Like...
This must sound insane from the other room.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a crash, and Jebeddo like runs into the room,
You try to open the door, and the door like opens up against boar flesh.
Just a minute.
That's all. Like you just can't.
Are you guys okay in there?
I don't know. And I shove the door closed.
No, I'm not okay.
I dispel the giant boar.
Okay, good.
Yeah, when Keth says he's not okay, Gebetto kicks the door as hard as he can to try and like open it.
Give me a strength
No.
check.
Yeah, right.
Make an athletics
With
check.
opposed to Asher pushing the door shut.
What if we just let it happen
Acrobatically.
with my 3?
I'm coming in. Ow.
Yeah, you go to kick it, and you sure put your foot on
And
it.
then I lean.
Yeah, yeah.
I look at Keth like, do you want me to tell anybody, or is this our secret?
I need to feed, and he has his hands in his face in his hands, and he doesn't answer Asher's question.
Answer my question. Gebetto is strongly leaning on this door. I can open it at any time and make him fall, and it would be very hilarious, but I'm concerned about you.
Yeah, don't tell them. I just need you to help me find animals outside, the real kind.
Okay. And I open the door.
Yeah, Gebetto eats shit like so hard. Oh.
Thanks for rushing in here, Gebetto. There was a little crazy moment there.
A ghost. It was a ghost.
Yeah.
We got it.
Klug
The
said
ghost.
he was making sure the food was coming. He's over here fucking with you guys?
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, he's a trickster. Maybe he's trying to cheer us up. I don't know.
And Gebetto gets up, he brushes himself off, and he goes back to sit down across from Jennuvera, and he just like, the fuck?
I look Keth in the face. I look at him.
You look at his face. You see his face.
I look Keth in the eyes.
I look at him in the face like a human does.
I look Keth in the eyes and I say, "You have 24 hours to tell them, or I will tell them." Because did Evian bite you?
Yeah. She was dying. I almost killed her.
Hey,
And I tried to save her, and I gave her my. Yeah.
you don't have to apologize. You did what you thought was right in the moment, and we have to deal with the consequences, and we will. But I don't know if I can keep this secret.
I just need to clear my head and get rid of this hunger. It's just driving me crazy, and I don't know how. I just need to get through right now.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'll go find you a squirrel.
What?
What do you
Squirrel?
want?
I'm huge. I'm huge. Find one of those.
Beggars
Yeah,
can't be.
Asher's
points at-
willingness to help went from wild boar to squirrel.
I mean, I can summon a giant boar at will. It doesn't mean it's alive. Finding a wild boar.
Yeah.
I don't mess with those things.
I'll be.
Those things are crazy.
I'll.
And not under my control.
Let's go. Well, that squirrel's tiny, Asher, but I'll be good. Let's just go.
Oh my god.
Go to the meal, and we'll sneak away at some point. But
You have
I just need your help.
24 hours.
All right.
I'll get you a meal,
find me something
but I'm
bigger than
doing
a
it
squirrel.
once, and then you owe me. And then
Yes.
I is there like a way to like, is there like windows or any other way to like sneak out of here?
You're in a
No.
cave.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's a little cistern.
Yeah, it's like a catacomb. It's like a catacomb.
could-
Yeah.
I could go hunt. I could literally go hunting right now, but oh my god.
You could
Yeah.
you could use stone shape and like make a new hole.
I'll be back. Asher died on his way to his home planet.
You create a stone elevator that takes you up and out.
Yeah. So I go back to the dinner, and then I go.
Clug is sitting at the table with Gebeddo and Jennuvera. He did not bring out food.
What is going on? You're so weird today, Clug.
I can't carry the food.
No, I know, and you keep saying I'm gonna go make sure they're bringing the food, and then you're fucking around with Asher and Keth, and then you're saying, I didn't fuck around with Asher and Keth, that wasn't me. Come on, dude, I caught you. Just own it.
I'm starting to wonder if I was fucking around with Asher and Keth. I don't know. This is getting weird.
You totally were. I have to go to the bathroom, and then Asher walks out the door. And then immediately wild shape into a giant hyena and start hunting.
I've told him 600 times over the past 4 years, in civilized situations, you don't announce that. You just say, "I'll be right back."
Yeah. I should probably go tell him that again. And Keth gets up and leaves. Following
he definitely
Asher.
going to the bathroom also, right? I mean, he didn't want to say it because you just said it, but normally he would have just said it.
I mean, for a guy that dresses as good as he does, his manners. It's like he was raised by orcs or something.
I'll be right back. Clug gets up and floats away.
Just take a huge ghost piss.
Okay, so Asher, go ahead and give me a survival check at advantage. And Keth, when you get upstairs, Asher is gone.
That's fine. He waits outside.
So
by the
I rolled
entrance.
a natural 20, but together that would be a 31.
Keth's
Hunting as a
feasting
giant
today,
hyena.
boys.
Yeah, so you take off into the woods. And similarly, it's very difficult for you to find animals here. But as you go deeper, the first thing you come across, you get a scent of a hunter.
I try to keep
out
it
there.
a
You avoid
wide
that. Yeah. You don't want to be anywhere near that when you're hunting animals because you know what's up. And as you go out further, you come across the scent of an elk. You chase it for a little ways, then you track it to a cave that it's like it's sleeping or resting in. It's hard. It looks like the sun being how it is right now has had a pretty serious effect on and so it looks like poorly rested, and it is in a cave resting when you come across it.
I sneak up on it and try and just chomp its throat and hold it down.
Yeah, I think with a 31, you pretty easily take it down.
And then I just do my best to drag it, I guess.
You're like, now's the perfect time. Teleport by plane.
No, you're not wrong though. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that's a great idea, and I'm going to do it.
Keth goes to the tree line because he feels like he shouldn't leave a carcass leaving right outside the door. So that's where he is.
He noticed the plant on outside of the compound, right, or whatever bunker we're in, and then he kills this deer, unwild shapes, drags it in humanoid form, fucking Keth, this shit sucks. Fucking what the shit. And then casts transport via plants and pushes it in and then steps in himself and just appears in a tree near just a dead elk and Asher walk out of a tree. Fall out of a tree?
Yeah, Keth. Yeah. So Keth is standing right at the tree line, waiting, sort of covered in shadows from this weird dark sun. And then the tree next to you, just a elk head flops out, and then the rest of a corpse flops out of the tree, and then Asher steps out of the tree. It's solid. He just walks out of the side of the trunk.
Keth just immediately pounces.
Oh my god, you're so weird. You owe me, dude. And I go right back in, not even looking at him anymore. No, back into the tree. Bye. Back into the
this ability is so cool.
the bunker or wherever.
Yeah. You head downstairs while he has just like pounced on this thing and is draining
Asher
it.
sits down at the table, looks a little upset.
Gebeddo and Jennuvera have empty plates in front of them. They have had a bunch of food.
Gebeddo is like so, like, finally feels like relaxed.
You have a cup of tea in front of you.
So, Jennuvera has like barely eaten.
Okay, so you've got a pile of food on
Yeah.
your plate that's
Asher.
been nibbled at.
Tries to steal a roll from Jennuvera's plate.
She barely notices. She's essentially checked out.
Asher's pleased.
It's really important that we eat, Ken.
Wow, it's really important.
Like,
I'm not hungry.
yeah, we're gonna need our strength. You heard him. We thought Gorm was it, but baby, we ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I'll eat a little bit later.
Hey, Jennuvera. It's okay to not be okay right now.
Yeah. I'm fine. I just need...
You don't have to be fine.
Hey everyone, just a couple quick reminders. If you like the show, don't forget to tell your friends. And you can head over to patreon.com/adventureinc and become a patron as well. You can also head to our website, adventureincpod.com, for links to our social media and the store where you can find t-shirts, stickers, and more. That's all. We'll see you next week.
Serious business.